And good morning to you. I am Vaughn Wilson, other known as DJ Ace, Mega Ace from Mega Ace Media. And today we're just going to have a class on producing Miami bass. Miami bass is a big form of music in the 80s and 90s. Some of the classics last until today. And obviously, the Miami bass burst onto the scenes in the late 80s with a crew out of Miami. They actually weren't from Miami, but it's long, it's a quick story. Um, Popular DJ in Miami, Luther Campbell, known as Uncle Luke, and he was a DJ and he was booking shows, had his own club, the Pac Jam, and he was looking for talent all around. And he heard these guys from California, which was uh, Marquis, Fresh Kid Ice, and Mr. Mixx, David Hobbs. And he heard this song Beatbox, and he fell in love with that song Beatbox, which was based on the 808 drum machine. And unless you've been under a rock, you know that the bass used in a lot of music, hip hop, trance, techno, pop, all music. The TR-808 is one of the greatest drum machines ever made. It was made by the Roland Corporation in Japan, and it has helped transform music. So anyway, Luke signed these guys and just decided to start a label. And the first song that really hit, they had a couple songs. The first song that really hit was a song called "Throw the D," and it was on the Two Live Cruise album. Two Live is what we are. Two Live Crew. Get the ring light out of it. Yeah. Two Live Crew. Two Live is what we are. That's what the album cover looked like. And here's a TR-808. That is the grandfather of all hip hop music, all pop music. So many songs have been made with the sounds uh, of the Roland TR-808. Too many to name. So anyway, so Throw the D came out. Uncle Luke started Luke Skywalker Records at the time before they changed the name to Luke Records. And this hit just really took over the South. And if you ever heard it, it was quite a odd song. It was produced by Mr. Mixx, David Hobbs, who's a great pioneer of bass. He structured actually what we know today as Miami bass with its production. Heavy, heavy bass. Luke was getting things mixed in inner circles of reggae groups, studio with Luke's Jamaican heritage. Uh, he loved that heavy bass, and even the guys at Inner Circle said it was quite interesting that how they were over modulating the bass to get it out there. But anyway, Throw the D came out, sounded like this.
Listen up, y'all, cause this is it. Forget that old dance and
Now, that is a classic intro to Throw the D. Everybody knows that. Still to this day, that intro will get people out on the dance floor. Okay, the sounds came from an 808, but they were actually Mr. Mixx actually used a SP1200, a MU SP1200, which this is. And I wish it didn't have a buzz in it because if I did the session on this, it'll be more authentic. And I'm going to get it fixed. And hopefully in the future, we'll be doing some other things with the MU SP1200. Amazing drum machine. And it transcended hip hop. People like the RZA, Dr. Dre, everybody used the SP1200 as a drum machine because it was able to actually sample sounds. So people would sample sounds out of the 808 because its sequencing features were limited. It couldn't do so much. So anyway, um, we're going to use today. I have the samples loaded in my MPC 5000. Akai came out with this later on, and these are all the sounds. You know all of these sounds. These are all sounds from the 808. So hopefully you hear that boom. I'm using a Centrance Mixer Face R4. It is an awesome unit. So I'm getting a direct signal. I didn't want to just use the microphone from the camera. I want you all to have a great signal. So I'm using the uh, Mixerface R4, and you're getting a direct signal. So hopefully you're hearing that boom. If you're at home, you can hear and feel that boom because, hey, what's Miami bass without the boom? All right, let's just jump into it. Let's just start with an easy pattern at the beginning, the intro pattern. Uh, I'll just start with, and hopefully you can hear my metronome and all those things. It's coming through the mixer face, so it should be coming through pretty clear. Here we go. Obviously, in music, you start with the metronome. All right, we'll start with. Obviously, my metronome is going while I'm recording, but I need to take that out, and so I need to triple up on these claps on the last segment. So we'll add that in. Go back. Gotta go back. I'm switching time signatures from 1/16 to 1/32, so I could add in that quick roll that Mr. Mixx put in. So now we gotta tighten it up. Starting to sound a little bit like it already. It's not gonna be perfect. Uh, the recapturing because we only got 30 minutes, so we're gonna do the best we can in 30 minutes to try to recreate this song. So we're gonna keep it moving. So the intro sequence goes just like that, and the tempo. Mr. Mixx said he wanted to make it like Planet Rock, and it's very similar to Planet Rock in a lot of ways, but it's truly Mr. Mixx's own style. Right now, I had a tempo at 123.2, which is very close. As I play Planet Rock and I start the tempo, it goes right along with it. So I'm gonna go to my next segment. And this segment is more like as the song started going along. And this one actually does sound a lot like Planet Rock. Now that the beat is going, and as I say, we're doing this for 30 minutes, so we're gonna skip around a little bit. We're the Another big part of this song is, and what we're going to do is just copy this sequence and copy that same sequence. One of the iconic parts of it as well is the tom roll, the toms in the 808. And what we're going to do is put it on multi-level. So like right now when I'm pressing, you hear different sounds. But what I'm going to do is use all the pads to play this song, and I'm going to tune it. So all the pads are now the tom sound. You remember that sound? They sound familiar. So we're just going to add that in. I'm just adding it in layers. Now we're going to add some fun stuff in. I got some samples pre-done because I knew we didn't have all day. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase that sound off of this because we're going to go into the sample side. Some samples I put in. So we'll add that in. All right, we'll go copy that one. Copy that one more time because we got to change up the pattern the way that it goes. I don't like those. So I'm going to read them. Don't like that. All right. Now we're getting to the part we can start. We're gonna make a new one. We're gonna make one more new sequence, and we're gonna get into the breakdown of another part of the song that you probably are familiar with. And that, copy that segment. We're gonna take those. Take those. And one final sequence. Sound familiar? Mr. Mixx said he wanted to make it like Planet Rock, so he snuck a little Planet Rock in there. But the good thing is, while I'm sitting here producing this here, a lot of it he did actually on his turntables. Mr. Mixx was a great mixer, and Luke Records. And let me tell you, when this record came out, when this record came out in the late '80s, it transcended what we were doing in the clubs. So as our time is winding down, let me try to string all these together in a song mode to make it sound a little bit like the original. But this in production is the Cliff Notes version of how you produce Miami bass. Now, you had those great producers out of Miami. The guy that taught me how to use an SP 1200, and I wish he would do a segment, Beatmaster Clay D, Disco Rick and the Dogs, and Calvin Mills. It's amazing that the Dogs had two of the greatest bass producers in the group, in Calvin Mills and Disco Rick. It's no wonder the Dog songs were hitting the way they are. DJ Laz, K2, and Kid Money from the Splack Pack. We hope to hear from K2 soon. I want K2 to get on and do a segment as well, because those Splack Pack hits were controlling the club as well. Um, Uncle Al, uh, DJ Magic Mike, DJ Smurf. There were so many great producers during the bass music era that helped get us to where we are now. And a lot of the club music and club styles actually took from these people to make the music today that we know and love. So I'm going to try to string these together, and hopefully we can get maybe a minute or a minute and a half out of Throw the D. So I'm going to go in my song mode and start selecting pieces, uh, selecting these segments that we did. I need to check one of these segments. It's 5. Okay. All right, it's not gonna be perfect. I'm not trying to put it in song mode, but this just trying to show the process. And so we're gonna string some of these sequences, these little pieces we did together. And what I did was took the little sequences that I did and put them together so that they'll make a continuous uh, flow. So this is the quick version. Uh, the producer at where Mr. Mixx actually did this say they left him in basically overnight as he was doing his mixing and scratching and all the Dolomite records and LaWanda Page and Wild Man Steve records that are added over it. Uh, peace out to, I want to say rest in peace to Chris Wong, Fresh Kid Ice. He passed a few years ago. Uh, I talk to Brother Marquis every now and then. I haven't talked to Mr. Mixx in years, but I talk to Luther Campbell on a regular basis, and it's kind of crazy. Try to remind him the legend that he is. We all know the trials and tribulations of the Two Live Crew, and for them getting the music out. And once again, I want to thank my friends at Centrance for giving me this so that you can hear and feel the bass. Giving me this Mixer Face R4. It's a unit that you can use to broadcast direct sound and in today's case, so that you can hear and feel that Miami bass. So here it is, our 20 plus minute production. Throw the D. All right, there you have it. Thanks for joining me on my YouTube channel. I plan to do sessions, many more sessions. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, and you'll be notified when we come up with new sessions, new things to learn. Hey, all of us need to learn to keep evolving. And if this will help someone, I appreciate it. Shouts out to the Two Live crew, Fresh Kid Ice, Brother Marquis, Uncle Luke, and of course, the guy that brought us this beat, David, Mr. Mixx Hobbs. It's a bass legendary song. It was the song that started Miami bass. Till next time, I'll see y'all later. Peace.